How much should you expect to pay for hearing aids? This is a great question, and today I'm here to answer this question from my own perspective. If you're new to my channel, my name is Emily. I was born with a bilateral sensorineural congenital, which means genetic, hearing loss. So bilateral means that it's in both ears. I wear hearing aids and boy do I love them. I've worn them since I was 4 months old and I understand the financial burden yet huge blessing that hearing aids can be. So let's talk about hearing aid pricing. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to making more excellent videos, and if you're wondering how much hearing aids should cost, I've got a lot of other great videos for you. I hope you stick around to the end of this video because if you do, I'm going to share 3 red flags that you should look for when you're looking to buy hearing aids. You want to avoid these red flags, and knowing these red flags will help you buy the right hearing aids from the right person to ensure you get the best service, quality, and hearing aids in general. All right, so I want to preface this with the fact that I am not a professional. I am not a hearing aid dispenser. I don't sell hearing aids. I am also not an audiologist or a doctor of sound and the ear. I am just a person who wears and loves her hearing aids. So I feel like I have a lot of experience that I can draw off of, and also I've talked to a lot of people about how much they pay for their hearing aids. Also, the benefit is by watching this video, you won't get a biased opinion. You'll get one that's very open and understanding that hearing aids are expensive. All right, so the first thing in understanding hearing aid pricing, this is understanding what you are getting. It's really hard to compare apples to apples when you are hearing aid shopping. And what I mean by this is there are lots of places to buy hearing aids. You can buy them at Costco. You can buy them from a hearing aid dispenser who just has a certificate to sell hearing aids, or you can buy them from an audiologist who also sells hearing aids. The difference between those are Costco has connections to get hearing aids super cheap. Usually they are last year's models, old technology, but they have relatively great and competitive pricing. They sometimes hire audiologists. I highly recommend that. Hearing aid dispensers, they sell hearing aids. They don't have any kind of medical background or education. They usually don't map hearing or adjust hearing aids to what you need. I do not recommend hearing aid dispensers at all. I recommend audiologists. Audiologists are doctors. They've gone to school. They have studied the ear and sound, and they understand what your ear needs. Hearing aids are like shoes. Though lots of different shoes are comfy, some are, some aren't. Some shoes work better for other people, and hearing aids are just like that. You need to have your hearing aid fit to your loss. Hearing aid pricing is difficult because it's difficult to know, are you getting a hearing amplifier or a hearing aid? A hearing amplifier just increases all and any sound. A hearing aid is specific. It's able to filter sound and pull out the sounds that you need for your hearing loss. If you truly want a hearing aid, you need to be getting one of what I call the big 6. So in every kind of product, there are just really well-known brands. For example, Adidas, Puma, and Nike are well-known sports brands. In the hearing aid world, there are the big 6 of hearing aid brands. And these 6 are Widex, Oticon, Siemens, Phonak, Resound, and Starkey. Because these are the big 6, you will pay more for them, but that is because they have proprietary technology that makes these hearing aids absolutely amazing. If you get the right kind of hearing aid and you invest in it, that hearing aid will work hard for you so that your brain doesn't have to work as hard to filter and understand sound. Now, hearing aids are not a one-size-fits-all solution. I put mine in. Yes, I can hear more. Do I understand everything? No. That's just part of the struggle of having a hearing loss. If you buy a hearing aid from the big 6 brand, you can expect to pay anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 per hearing aid. So this means $2,000 to $6,000 for a pair. I have heard of people that have paid $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 for a pair of hearing aids. And in my personal opinion, if you're paying over $7,000 for a pair of hearing aids, that's a scam. That is totally a scam. Run away or go to another person and see who can give it to you cheaper. Hearing aids are wonderful, and yes, they cost a lot, but there are a lot of people out there that are trying to sell them for more than, I don't want to say more than they're worth, but more than they should be sold for. For example, my uncle once went to a hearing aid dispenser, and she told them, because I know you so well, instead of giving you the $10,000 price, I'll give you the friends and family discount, and you can get the pair today for $6,000. Wow, oh my goodness, what a red flag. It's so nice that she gave the discount, but it's also saying that they're charging other people lots of other money. And how do you know that you're going to get those services that you deserve? So watch out for those steep prices. Do not be afraid to say, No. You are in charge of your hearing. You get to invest in your hearing aids, and you want to feel confident in that investment. So if you ever feel uncomfortable, or you feel forced into a transaction, or you feel like the customer service is less than what you deserve, do not be afraid to say no thank you. Another thing to keep in mind when buying hearing aids are additional services that can be included. You might pay $6,000 for the hearing aids, but there might be an additional charge of $1,000 for hearing aid maintenance. Additional services that could be included in a hearing aid purchase include hearing tests, hearing aid cleanings, tune-ups, or just reprogramming the hearing aid because ears change. This is especially applicable with elderly people and children. And it depends on how long these service packages last. Some people include batteries in the purchase for a certain amount of time. Some people include cleaning. Some people just sell the hearing aids. It's really important to understand what is included in this package. You want to ask questions like, is there a warranty on this? Do I have any kind of damage coverage? Do I get tests? Do I get batteries? Do you clean them? How often can I come in for tune-ups? These are all important questions to think of and keep in mind when you're buying hearing aids. Remember that hearing aids are like car shopping. You don't want to just show up and buy the car right when you're there. You want to do your research. You want to take them for a test drive. Many audiologists have loaner hearing aids that you can borrow for 30 days with no obligation to wear them. So make sure you do your research. Feel comfortable with the hearing aids that you are buying. One thing that I want to add is that if you go to someone and you want to get a hearing aid, they should always map or test your hearing. If they don't, that is a red flag, because hearing aids are such amazing pieces of technology. They can listen to the sound and adjust accordingly to meet the needs of your loss, like I said earlier. So you want to make sure that you're going to someone that understands where your hearing is at so they can fit you with a hearing aid that will meet the needs of your hearing. All right, so because I'm already talking about this, thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. I want to share the 3 tips or red flag to be aware of when you are shopping for your hearing aids. Number 1, if the person that you're going to is not an audiologist, be aware. You can figure this out by simply calling them before you even arrive. Look up their number on Google, call them, and ask them if they are a licensed audiologist. If they are not, understand that they probably do not have the education in the background to map your hearing and give you a hearing aid that is as fit for your hearing as possible. Number 2, I mentioned this red flag. If they do not perform any hearing or mapping tests, this is definitely a warning that you should consider getting your hearing aids elsewhere. How can you properly fit a hearing loss if you don't understand more fully what your hearing loss is? I mentioned the big 6 brands earlier. There are different brands that are better for different kinds of losses. For example, I have heard that Starkey hearing aids are better for conductive losses. This means that there is something wrong with the inner ear. I have a sensory neural loss, and Resound and Phonak are good brands for that type of hearing loss. Now, as I'm speaking about this, you're probably understanding why it's important to have a doctor or an audiologist that's fitting you with hearing aids. Terms become very complex very fast, and your hearing is a sense. It is something that you do not want to live without. Helen Keller said that if I had to choose to be completely deaf or completely blind, I would choose to be completely blind, because blindness separates me from things and deafness separates me from people. Aid your hearing loss and aid your hearing loss properly by doing your research as you shop for hearing aids. And the last red flag that you want to look for is sales pitches. Sales pitches include sale only available today, this special deal for you. Buy now and get this free thing. You should never feel rushed to buy a hearing aid, rushed or pressured. If you feel rushed or pressured, muster up the courage to say, thank you for your time. I will think about this. So thank you, but no thank you. Take your time. It's an investment, and it's an investment in your hearing and your relationships with others. There you have it. Now you know what to expect when you go to buy hearing aids. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Now remember, I just have hearing aids myself. I am not a licensed audiologist or a specialist, and hearing aid pricing varies greatly depending on where you live. So take my advice lightly. I hope it helps though, but definitely be aware of pricing issues and scams. Thank you so much. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to making more excellent videos. And if you have any videos you want me to make, I want to hear about them in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I hope you enjoy your hearing aid shopping experience. Goodbye!